Hey all. So here we are. I'm going to give the game away right at the front. This is the big part. I will go over everything that I bought, everything that I spent and opened, but at the end of the day, I have three new rank fours. Doom, because our alliance does care about prestige. He pairs incredibly well with Reed. He's great in battlegrounds. As annoying as I do find the fact that he is definitely overtuned, the simple fact is that a rank 4 Doom is one of the best decisions you can make for your account across different game modes. That's kind of what happens when an overpowered champion also has absurd prestige. So then I also took up Nimrod because I've been using him a ton. I really like the champion, also competitive prestige, and if I decide we have enough on attack, he makes a good defender as well. And then I still had one more rank 4 that I could do today, and ultimately I landed on Killmonger. I considered taking up a couple others. Captain America has also been good this season. I could have taken up a different kind of defender, but at the end of the day, I said way back when I started sinking stones into him that I was going to make Killmonger my sixth rank 4, and it felt like it was time. He's just so good. I use him all over the place. He's the logo for the channel. He's one of my favorites. It just made sense. I think my next rank 4 probably will end up being a defender, like maybe Ebony Maw or America Chavez, depending on where the battle group is by then. But for now, I am incredibly happy with this suite of six. All six of them are incredible attackers and at least decent defenders. I'm very, very happy today. So let's go ahead and look at some of the other things that also happened. So, first off, I duped my Immortal Abomination. As I said beforehand, I was missing an awful lot of dupes or new champions in the science class, and so I opened mostly science nexuses. So I got a dupe on my Immortal Abomination, who was already rank 3. That was a huge deal. I pulled Kitty Pryde from the 2021 selector out of those deals, and as you can see, I've already used the romance gem on her and taken her all the way to rank 3. I used a generic on Captain Sam here and took him all the way to rank 3. I awakened my She-Hulk, also from a Science Nexus. She was already rank 3, but that makes her that much better. I know some people do argue that she's worse with her dupe. I pretty strongly disagree, but we don't really have to do any of that today. Um, and then as we keep going, I also duped Miguel out of a Science Nexus. So really, really freaking happy about that. He's amazing. I got some SIGs on Ghost out of a Tech Nexus. Let's see, what else happened here? I'm probably going to take Hood up pretty soon. Yeah. So I didn't really pull any other dupes, but these are all of the other champions I got. I pulled Sentry twice, which combined with the Ant-Man tells you how some of those Science Nexuses went. But who knows? Maybe I'll play around with Sentry at some point. I have seen impressive gameplay from him. I just don't think that he's going to vault ahead of the other Science champions that I already enjoy so much. Sorcerer was who I picked out of the 2020 selector. I think that she's an absolutely incredible champion. She pairs very well with my Jabari and my Storm X, both of whom are at rank 3, and with Silver Centurion, who will eventually go to rank 3 when I can awaken him. And she's just fun. I really like her. That was a pretty easy choice, although Spider Ham was tempting, and I was hoping to grab him later from one of the Science Nexuses. Picked up both Stark Enhanced Spider-Man and Ultron from Tech Nexuses. Picked up Havoc from a Mutant Nexus. Got Sasquatch from a normal Nexus. Picked up Toad from the single feature crystal that I opened today. And then picked up Craven from a skill Nexus. Craven is arguably the least useful of these, but he could have some Battlegrounds utility. He has an amazing synergy with Venompool, and so I had been hunting for him, pun somewhat intended, and I'm really glad to pull him here. And then Ant-Man also exists, but I do have a rank 3 Sam, so I don't know, maybe I'll care about that at some point. So that's basically where we are on here. Um, I did max out Doom. That took a fair amount of my resources because he was only Sig 80. So I had to go from 80 to 200. I have not given any stones to Killmonger because he doesn't factor into my prestige, but I do have 18 skill stones. So as soon as I get two more, as long as I can avoid using generics, I will go ahead and max him out. All of my other rank 4s are max Sig. I still have a generic Awakening gem that I will be holding for someone in the future. And I still have 200 Sig levels here from these plus 5 Sig stones. So I could max Sam tomorrow if I wanted to. I'm going to be thinking on that, playing around with him. There are a number of other characters that could also go to Sig 200. I'll be thinking on that. And then I just have 65 generics over here, so I'm feeling pretty darn good about my flexibility going forward. I also have these 20 romance signature stones, which could go into a number of champions, including, Kitty, Age of Ultron, Cersei. I'll be thinking about that one. And then I still have two of these 1 to 2 gems and three of these 2 to 3 gems, but I'm pretty much out of stashed catalysts. These obviously count, but on Monday when the inventory cap expands, I'm not going to be worried about those. And so I really ended up using quite a few today. As you can see, my level up did not make the highest ranks, but was pretty darn solid. So let's talk about what I actually spent. I walked into today with 10,000 units. I maxed out the Odins. I bought all three. That accounted for one of my rank 4s and a fair number of the Nexuses. I bought two of these Black Panther treasures because I really do think that these rank up gems are worth a lot, and that also put me a little bit of the way towards my next rank 4 and gave me two more shots at just basic Nexuses. I did not buy anything below that. It's not that this isn't decent value for the amount of money, but that's $400. And while I am in a better financial situation than I was last year, it's still $400. And that was kind of my personal limit. I think it pretty much goes without saying, but I do want to say, just in case, you really do not need to spend on this game. There's nothing in here you need. You don't need to be in a higher tier alliance if, prestige is an issue for you. You don't need to have all of the newest, shiniest toys. If it's getting in the way of real life, don't spend. But if you have the disposable income and you can feel good about it, then, do what makes sense to you, do what you can be happy with. So obviously I still have all of these tier 5 class catalyst crystals. Those are just going to sit there. I have some shards here. I think at this point, now that I have Craven, Toad, Sauron, and Captain Sam, as well as Ultron and Eye-Bomb out of the sub-features that I was looking for, I'm done with this crystal. I would like Betsy, I would like Misty, but there are just too many misses in here, and I've really gotten clowned on this one, and the next one is too good. At this point, I'm saving. So I did buy all of the unit deals. We're just going to go back over exactly what that is. So that's some of the gems that I got. That's all those that's all those Sig stones. That's a lot of those class catalysts. There was really entirely too many of them. There was the two selectors I already mentioned, and that was at the end here the generic 3 to 4 gem that I used on Killmonger, and the Awakening gem that I used on Sam. As far as analysis goes, in past years I've talked about like, the Black Panther has more Sig stones, so maybe you want to go that if that's more important. There's been a choice between two of these offers, but this year for Paragons at least, it was incredibly linear. It just kind of worked out so that like if you wanted to spend more, you got roughly more value in proportion. So I stopped at 400 and I got quite a bit out of that. I maxed out the unit offers. I could have spent more and got more, but I didn't feel the need to. This was kind of the sweet spot for me relative to how much I had ground out an arena beforehand. So I really don't think that there's a lot of advice as far as which offers to buy that I can offer you, other than if you're going to buy everything, I would actually leave the Odins for the end so that you can make more informed decisions about the class Nexus selectors. But other than that, like I said earlier, don't spend more than you can be happy with. I personally would recommend you not spend more than other members of your immediate family are okay with, whether that's parents or partners or anything like that. But if you spend like pretty much up to your limit, you will get real value from it. This these deals were pretty sweet. If you ground out units and you're trying to figure out if those bundles are worth it, my short advice is simply that they are. I mean, especially if you're a Paragon, 1,000 units is easily worth this because remember that the rank 1 to 2 gem also, that's the equivalent of several tier 5 basic and tier 2 alpha and a bunch of T4CC selectors plus these 6 stones. That's excellent. The next 4,000 units also worth it. 6-star Nexus isn't the biggest deal in the world, but you get 50 Sig stones towards one champion and then all of these others. I actually think that that one is a bit less automatic than the first one, but it's still good. And then after that, the value in these last two is absurd. If you have the units, I think that it would be a mistake not to max this out. Like, I'm not telling you that you have to buy units to get those, but if you are sitting on 18,000 units, I don't really think that there is a good argument to not spend all of them. If you're looking forward to Cyber Monday, grind the units back, honestly. You've got time. If you're looking forward to gifting, well, that's random. This is guaranteed value right now, and you can use that value to make your account stronger in the interim. If you're Thronebreaker and you're looking at offers that could get you to Paragon, again, I think that's worth it. Because there's not going to be any guaranteed sources of rank formats in the next 2 months other than this, I don't think. And therefore, that's what allows you to max out the next round of Eternity of Pain, which is a significant amount of rewards. So basically, as far as the money side goes, only spend what you can. Please don't feel pressure to spend more than you are absolutely comfortable with. But on the unit side, pretty much spend what you got. And especially if you have 15,000 or 18,000 units, especially if you have 18,000 units in the bank ready to go, I would highly recommend you use it. Guaranteed value is better than almost everything else. Don't spend that on cav crystals, don't spend that on gifting crystals. This is where it goes. And so if you go ahead and spend, I wish you luck. I hope that everything works out for you because not all of it is guaranteed value, obviously, and I hope your crystals are great. And then if you want to actually see my opening, then I'm going to link in the description the full stream where I went through this. I had Slaymon and Work in Progress on call as they were talking through what they were getting and what they were opening. And it was honestly a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a longer form, I would check that out. But otherwise, happy Canada Day to our northern neighbors. Happy 4th of July weekend to those in the US. And in general, good luck. Hope you all did well. Until next time, thanks so much for watching and take care.